consider Friday the 13th to be unlucky because I've had a relative break her ankle on a Friday the 13th, and I've also had a pet that died on a Friday the 13th. And if it makes it any more special, the cat that died on the Friday the 13th, it was the very first Friday the 13th of that year. It was in January, so yeah, it sucked. And it was a black cat, so I don't know if this makes it like even more unlucky, but yeah, black cat on the very first Friday the 13th of that year. So it's unlucky for me anyway.
I actually don't think Friday the 13th is unlucky. I was talking to a friend about this the other day, and she goes, "You don't? But you believe in all this stuff." And I guess I don't believe in all this stuff. I think Friday the 13th is a superstition, and I'm not sure I believe totally in superstitions. As a matter of fact, I was brought up in the Jewish faith, and I was taught that 13 was a lucky number, and I believe the origins of Friday the 13th are because there were 13 people at the Last Supper, and also the crucifixion happening on a Friday. And I'm also a student of Kabbalah, and I believe that the Hebrew letters for 13 actually represent love and unity, so that makes it quite a lucky day. So no, I don't believe in it. I am conscious of it because I know a lot of people are, that it is Friday the 13th, but do I think it's a particularly unlucky day? No, I don't.
Is Friday the 13th lucky or unlucky? I think it's lucky. Nothing bad or unlucky has ever happened to me on any Friday the 13th. So my reasoning is, if nothing bad or unlucky has happened, I must just be lucky.
What is it about the number 13 that is so unlucky? Well, 13 is associated with death, or shall I say, transformation or destruction. See, people fear transformation of any kind, and 13 is not associated with only death in the physical sense. For instance, when a couple has a new baby, that in itself is a death right there. Death of their freedom and their old selves. It's gone, and that sure can be a very scary experience. But really, it all depends on how you look at it. It's a very powerful number, so sure, it can be unlucky, or it can be also quite fortunate. If the number 13 comes up for you often, if you see it on clocks, televisions, books, or whatever all the time, it's a sign that huge changes are coming your way. So don't be afraid. Embrace them. But what is so scary about Friday the 13th, you ask? Well, here's the thing. As far as I know, Friday has been considered as just an unlucky day, like a very unlucky day, since the 14th century is the Canterbury Tales. And many other professionals have seen that Friday was just a very bad day to start new projects. Like, for instance, Black Friday has been associated with the stock market crashes, and other disasters since the 1800s. So it's also been suggested that Friday was the day that Jesus was crucified. So that right there makes Friday considered to be unlucky. So when you mix the number 13 and Friday together, then a lot of people say, oh my God, a whole load of bad luck. But again, is it really? Again, it all depends on how you look at it.
There are some out there who feel that Friday the 13th is so unlucky that they're actually afraid of the day. Afraid of it. Can you believe it? They suffer parascabidecatria. Glad I don't have that, because it's really kind of hard to say.